Yuki Kawamura might be my favorite Grizzly of all time.
Homie
She
got
said
game.
after the game, she said, I thought I was watching John Stockton.
Wiseman, what is you looking at, dog? How you not see that pass, dog?
Yuki definitely stole the show today. He's a joy to be around. He's a character. He's full of energy. He's got bubbling personality. I'm glad he was able to showcase that center court from the fans. He's doing a lot more than dancing and winning those competitions. He's helped elevate the tone.
Imagine a 5'8" player dominating a court full of giants. Yuki Kawamura, the shortest player in NBA history, just made defenders look like statues. In his first game, Kawamura hit a step-back three-pointer that had fans roaring and the internet buzzing. He's fast, fearless, and changing the way people see basketball. How did a player so small make it to the NBA? And could he really change the league forever? Stay tuned, because Kawamura's story is nothing short of incredible. Yuki Kawamura grew up in a small town in Japan. He was smaller than most kids his age, but he had a big dream: to play basketball at the highest level. When other kids were playing soccer or baseball, Kawamura spent hours practicing basketball. He watched videos of NBA stars like Allen Iverson, dreaming of making moves like his heroes. But Kawamura's size was always a problem. Coaches doubted him, scouts ignored him, opponents thought they could push him around. Yet Kawamura didn't quit. Instead, he worked harder. He practiced every day, perfecting his dribbling, shooting, and passing. In high school, Kawamura started to stand out. He led his team to a national championship and became known for his speed and skill. People called him the chess master because of how smart he was on the court. When he joined Japan's B-League, Kawamura took his game to the next level. He was unstoppable. He averaged 20 points and 7 assists per game, won MVP, and became Rookie of the Year. Fans loved his flashy plays like no-look passes and impossible three-pointers. Clips of his highlights went viral, making Kawamura a star not just in Japan, but worldwide. Even with all his success, many people didn't believe Kawamura could make it in the NBA. They said he was too small, that he wouldn't be able to handle the bigger, stronger players. But the Memphis Grizzlies saw something special. They decided to give Kawamura a chance, signing him to their team. When Kawamura walked onto the court for his first NBA game, the crowd was curious. Could this 5'8" player really compete in the NBA? Kawamura didn't just compete, he took over. His speed left defenders spinning. His passing created easy baskets for his teammates. And then came the play everyone's talking about: a step-back three-pointer over a 7-footer. The shot swished through the net and the arena exploded. Fans jumped out of their seats. Even the opposing players couldn't believe what they were seeing. By the end of the game, Kawamura had 18 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals. More importantly, he had shown the world that he belonged in the NBA. Kawamura's game is different from most players. He doesn't rely on strength. Instead, he uses speed and smarts. He's incredibly quick, able to change directions in a split second. This makes it almost impossible for defenders to keep up with him. But Kawamura isn't just fast, he's smart. He sees plays before they happen, threading passes through gaps no one else would dare to try. And his shooting, it's deadly. His step-back jumper is almost impossible to guard. At 5'8", Kawamura is the shortest player in NBA history, but instead of letting that hold him back, he uses it to his advantage. His low center of gravity helps him move quickly and stay balanced, even when bigger players try to push him around. More importantly, Kawamura has heart. He plays with a fire and confidence that inspires his teammates and excites fans. During his debut, even Grizzlies star Ja Morant cheered him on from the bench. Kawamura's journey is inspiring people around the world. In Japan, he's already a hero. Kids look up to him as proof that you don't have to be the tallest or the strongest to succeed. And in the NBA, Kawamura is challenging the idea that size is everything. Players and fans alike are taking notice. Wizards forward Kyle Kuzma admitted after the game, "We couldn't stop him. He's special." Of course, Kawamura's journey is just beginning. NBA defenses will adjust, and the season is long and demanding. But if there's one thing Kawamura has proven, it's that he can handle challenges. He's faced doubters his whole life, and he's never backed down. Yuki Kawamura's story isn't just about basketball. It's about defying expectations. He's proving that skill, speed, and determination can beat size and strength. But this is just the beginning. Could Kawamura become an all-star, a franchise leader, maybe even an MVP? One thing is clear, Yuki Kawamura is here to stay, and he's already changing the game. So what's next for the NBA's smallest star? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Kawamura's story is far from over.
Possession's empty.
Memphis can tie or take the lead. No look pass. Edey ties it up with a power stuff.
Oh, wow, that was a nice pass by the little fellow.
The Memphis Grizzlies just pulled off one of the biggest heists in the NBA draft, and it's flying under the radar. We're talking about two players, one, the shortest player in the league, and the other, a giant force in the paint, both of whom are already making waves in the preseason. How did the Grizzlies manage to finesse the league and snag these two hidden gems? Stick around, because you're not going to believe how these two rookies are already turning heads and setting the NBA on fire. The Memphis Grizzlies are no strangers to finding talent in unexpected places, and this year, they may have pulled off one of the biggest surprises in recent draft history. Let's talk about Kawamura, a name that might not have been on everyone's radar before. But after his preseason performances, he's become a player to watch. Standing at just 5'8", Kawamura is officially the shortest player in the NBA. But don't let that fool you. His playmaking ability is absolutely unreal. In a recent game, Kawamura put on a show, dishing out 7 assists and controlling the floor like a veteran point guard. One particular play had Grizzlies fans and even teammates like Jaren Jackson Jr. out of their seats. Kawamura's court vision is something special. In this moment, he drives to the free throw line, takes a quick hop, and throws an insane back-cut pass to his teammate, who finishes with a reverse layup. The precision, the awareness. Kawamura has everything you'd want in a playmaker, and he's proving that height is no barrier to success. But that wasn't a one-off. Kawamura's impact on the game goes deeper than just flashy assists. His spatial awareness allows him to manipulate defenses, and he consistently draws multiple defenders, creating wide-open opportunities for his teammates. One play, in particular, stands out. Kawamura runs along the baseline, pulling in 3 defenders before dumping the ball off to Zach Edey for a wide-open shot. His ability to drag defenders and create gravity on the court is something you don't often see in rookies, especially one standing at 5'8". Let's not ignore the fact that Kawamura is a unique playmaker in today's NBA. At just 5'8", he's not going to dominate with his physicality or height, but his mind for the game is already elite. In the most recent game, he put up 7 assists, and the night before, he had 8. His ability to read defenses, create passing lanes, and set up his teammates makes him a perfect fit for the fast-paced, high IQ basketball the Grizzlies are known for. Kawamura might be short in stature, but he plays with a big heart and an even bigger mind. Grizzlies fans, you've got a real gem here, and it looks like Memphis may have just added a playmaking genius to their already stacked roster. Now, while Kawamura is dazzling with his playmaking, there's another player on the Grizzlies who's making his presence felt. Zach Edey. Standing at 7'4", Edey is an absolute giant, and his preseason performance has shown that his skills from college are translating perfectly to the NBA. In the Grizzlies' recent game against the Pacers, Edey went to work, showcasing why his size and skills are going to be a problem for defenders. Edey immediately made an impact in the paint, using post moves that we saw him dominate with in college. And guess what? People said it wouldn't translate to the NBA. Well, they were wrong. His post hooks are already looking deadly, and his ability to use his size to carve out space in the paint is a nightmare for defenders. One of Edey's go-to moves, the drop step, is going to be a signature part of his game in the NBA. In a recent play, Edey grabbed the ball, pounded it into the floor, and hit a quick drop step, leaving his defender helpless as he scored easily at the rim. It's the kind of move that, when executed by a player of his size, is nearly impossible to guard. Marcus Smart, a veteran with years of experience, even gave Edey some advice before the game on perfecting his drop step, and it clearly paid off. Zach Edey brings an element to the Grizzlies that they haven't had in a while: dominance in the paint. Edey's sheer size allows him to not only score with ease, but also control the boards. His presence forces defenders to collapse, opening up opportunities for his teammates. This is the kind of player that can shift the balance of a game with his rebounding, shot blocking, and inside scoring. It's not just about size, though. Edey has shown a surprising amount of finesse and touch around the basket, particularly with his post moves. In the modern NBA, where the game is often played at a fast pace and dominated by shooters, having a big man like Edey who can slow the game down and dominate in the paint gives Memphis a unique advantage. Imagine trying to stop Ja Morant in transition, and when you think you've slowed him down, you've got to deal with a 7'4" giant in the paint. That's the kind of dynamic the Grizzlies are building, and it's terrifying for the rest of the league. So how did the Memphis Grizzlies manage to pull off what looks like a massive steal in the draft with Camorra and Zach Edey? It comes down to their scouting and player development system. The Grizzlies have consistently been able to find players that others overlooked, and both Camorra and Edey fit that mold perfectly. Camorra, despite his height, is proving that basketball IQ and playmaking skills can outweigh physical limitations. Edey, on the other hand, is showing that old-school post play still has a place in the NBA, especially when you're 7'4". The Grizzlies saw potential in both of these players and are now reaping the rewards as they develop into key pieces of the team. Memphis has built a reputation for finding diamonds in the rough, and this year's draft was no different. While other teams focused on more high-profile prospects, the Grizzlies zeroed in on what they needed: playmaking and interior dominance. With Ja Morant leading the way, these two rookies are perfect complements to the Grizzlies' high-octane style of play. Looking ahead, it's clear that Camorra has a real chance to carve out a role on this Grizzlies team. While he may not start, his playmaking ability is something Memphis can use in key moments. His court vision, passing, and ability to break down defenses will be invaluable as the Grizzlies look to make a deep playoff run this season. Even with his height disadvantage, Camorra's intelligence and basketball IQ set him apart. He may not be the tallest player on the court, but he's often the smartest, and that's what's going to keep him in the league for a long time. As for Zach Edey, he's poised to become a force in the paint for Memphis. His ability to score, rebound, and defend will make him a key part of the Grizzlies' rotation, especially as he continues to refine his post moves and footwork. Edey's size alone makes him a matchup nightmare, and as he continues to learn from veterans like Marcus Smart, his game will only improve. The Grizzlies have done it again, finding players who fit their system and style perfectly. Camorra's playmaking and Edey's dominance in the paint give Memphis a new set of tools to challenge the best teams in the league. The Memphis Grizzlies may have just pulled off one of the biggest heists in recent draft history. With Camorra dazzling as a playmaking genius and Zach Edey dominating the paint, Memphis has added two unique talents that could change the course of their season. Will Camorra's IQ and Edey's size be the keys to a deep playoff run for the Grizzlies? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the rest of the NBA needs to watch out.
Curry is the best shooter on the planet. On the pass from Planet. By Iguodala. Curry facing a triple team. Fires and hit.
It's going to work tonight by Perkins.
Curry right back. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
With half a minute to play, Bryant for the lead. Yes!
Kobe Bryant gives the Lakers the lead. He was legendary before this game. This takes it to an absolute another level.
What makes a year truly historic? Is it the records that fall, the legends who say goodbye, or the moments that seem impossible until they happen? In 2016, the NBA didn't just give us one of these elements, it gave us all of them and more. Today, we're diving into why 2016 might just be the most important year in the modern NBA.
Here's Thompson on the left wing. Curry pulls it up. And Barnes on the drive, throwing it down with authority.
Let's start with the seemingly unstoppable force that was the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors. 73 wins. Just let that sink in. The 96 Bulls' 72-win season A record that many thought would stand forever fell to a team that seemed to be playing a different sport entirely. Led by Stephen Curry, who became the first unanimous MVP in league history, the Warriors weren't just winning games. They were revolutionizing basketball. But this wasn't just about numbers. The Warriors were changing how basketball was played at every level. From high school gyms to NBA arenas, everyone wanted to shoot like Curry. The three-point revolution was in full swing. And then, the unthinkable happened.
Curry helps out Smith. Pass right through the hands of Curry. James, the two-handed slam. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. And the Cavaliers by 3.
Up 3-1 in the finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the greatest regular season team of all time, fell. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving led the Cavaliers to do what had never been done before: overcome a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. The block, the shot, the stop. 3 moments that would define not just a series, but an era.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection! It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3!
But 2016 wasn't just about making history, it was about saying goodbye to it. 3 of the greatest players ever, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett, played their final games. Together, they represented 11 NBA championships, 48 All-Star selections, 4 MVP awards, and countless memories.
Like New York, which is our first together. It's crazy how time flies, dog.
I know, man.
And you're gonna blink, and it's gonna be another 5 years, and this whole room gonna be totally different.
Speaking of memories, April 13, 2016 gave us one we'll never forget. Kobe Bryant's final game wasn't just a farewell, it was vintage Mamba.
Kobe, they're doing a big celebration for you the last game. A lot of us are going to be there. Can you promise me one thing?
What's up?
I need 50 that night. Can you do it? The last home game at the Staples, can you give us 50?
42. No.
So when I walked into the arena yesterday, I was like, hey, remember our bet, you need 50. And he turned around with the look like he usually does and says, all right, I'll go for it. And at first, you know, I was like, I might not get it, but then I got to 37 and 45 and then 57, and he hit that 3 and the crowd goes crazy. And it was a great moment.
60 points, the game winner, the perfect ending to a 20-year story. In true Kobe fashion, he took 50 shots to get there, but nobody cared. This wasn't about efficiency, it was about witnessing greatness one last time.
I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys. What can I say? Mamba out.
Even the events that might have been footnotes in other years were legendary in 2016. The dunk contest between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon wasn't just great, it was possibly the greatest ever. Gordon sitting on air dunk over the mascot and LaVine free throw line windmill will be played on highlight reels forever. Then came the summer. Thanks to a massive spike in the salary cap from $70 million to $94 million, free agency became a feeding frenzy. Players like Mike Conley Jr. signed what were then shocking contracts, with Conley becoming the highest paid player in league history at that point, with a $153 million deal. But the biggest move wasn't about money. Kevin Durant's decision to join the 73-win Warriors sent shockwaves through the league that we're still feeling today.
It's been hectic, you know. It's a lot of attention that comes with being in this position, and I knew that. And you know, when I met these guys, I felt as comfortable as I ever felt. And it was organic, it was authentic, it was real. And there's feelings I couldn't ignore. So, I made a decision to come and play for these guys, and I feel great, and I feel excited about this opportunity.
It ushered in the era of the Super Team 2.0, where players, not organizations, became the architects of dynasties. Let's look at how the game changed after 2016. 3-point attempts per game, 2015 to 16, 24.1, 2016, 17, 27.0, 2017, 18, 29.0. Pace of play, 2015, 16, 95.8, 2016, 17, 96.4, 2017, 18, 97.3. The game was getting faster, more three-point heavy, and more dynamic. The Warriors' style wasn't just successful, it was infectious. And as if 2016 hadn't given us enough basketball, Team USA captured gold in Rio, with Carmelo Anthony becoming the first male basketball player to win 3 Olympic gold medals. While not as star-studded as the 2012 team, this squad dominated their way to extending USA's Olympic winning streak, with Kevin Durant leading the team in scoring and Carmelo Anthony putting the perfect cap on his legendary Olympic career. So why was 2016 so important? Because it wasn't just about what happened that year, it was about what it represented. It was the year that proved records aren't unbreakable, that legacy isn't just about championships, and that the impossible is possible with enough belief and talent. The three-point revolution, player empowerment, super team formation, these weren't new concepts in 2016, but they all reached critical mass that year. The modern NBA, with its emphasis on spacing, shooting, and player movement, can trace its DNA back to this pivotal year. When we look back at NBA history, certain years stand out as turning points. 1979 brought the three-point line. 1992 gave us the Dream Team. And 2016 gave us everything: records, comebacks, farewells, and transformations. It wasn't just a great year in NBA history, it was the year that shaped what basketball would become. What do you think? Was 2016 the most important year in recent NBA history? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more NBA and WNBA content. Imagine paying $49 million for a player who rarely shows up when it matters most. That's been the Clippers' reality for the last 5 years with Kawhi Leonard. Charles Barkley warned everyone, saying the best ability is availability. But few listened. Now injuries, drama, and even a lawsuit have the Clippers wondering if they made the wrong choice. And here's the twist: Kawhi might be done as a superstar. By the end of this story, you'll see why Barkley was right and why Kawhi's future in the NBA is on shaky ground. Kawhi Leonard was once one of the best players in the NBA. He was known for his defense, clutch plays, and quiet personality. With the San Antonio Spurs, he won an NBA Finals MVP. Then he went to Toronto and led the Raptors to a championship. Kawhi was at the top of his game, and the Clippers saw him as the key to winning their first title. In 2019, the Clippers signed Kawhi to a massive deal. They built their team around him, giving him everything he needed. He got rest days, a strong medical team, and a $90 million contract. But there was one big problem: Kawhi didn't play enough games, and Charles Barkley noticed. Barkley said, "The best ability is availability."
Kawhi Leonard, but you can't rank him if he's not playing.
Is he a great player or not?
He was,
No.
but he ain't played.
Played 68 games last year.
And the best ability is availability.
Spell it.
You see, almost made me curse you out there.
He wasn't wrong. Since joining the Clippers, Kawhi has missed almost half of their games. At first, fans hoped he would get healthy and lead the team to a championship. But as time went on, the injuries piled up, and patience ran out. In 2021, Kawhi played great in the playoffs, but then he hurt his knee. He missed the rest of the postseason, and the Clippers lost in the conference finals.
Injuries are injuries, and they're legit. It's just that what amazes me about Kawhi Leonard is that he's always just healthy enough right around the time to get paid. And then the second he get paid, he's always injured.
Fans started asking if Kawhi was worth the risk, but the Clippers stuck with him, hoping he would return to form. Fast forward to 2024, Kawhi missed most of the playoffs again, and now he's sidelined indefinitely. Fans are frustrated, but it gets worse. Kawhi declared himself ready to play for the U.S. Olympic team just 2 weeks after sitting out. Many people, including Clippers management, were confused. How could Kawhi be too injured to play for his team, but ready for the Olympics? This raised even more questions about his commitment to the Clippers. But the drama didn't stop there. In October, a former Clippers strength coach filed a lawsuit against the team. He claimed the Clippers rushed Kawhi back from an injury, ignoring medical advice. According to the coach, Kawhi needed 2 full years to recover, but the team brought him back in just 16 months. The result? More injuries and more missed games. This lawsuit added fuel to the fire. Fans began to wonder if Kawhi's injuries were caused by poor management or if he just wasn't built to last. Either way, the Clippers' gamble was looking like a massive mistake. Meanwhile, NBA analysts started to question Kawhi's legacy. Stephen A. Smith called him the worst superstar in sports history.
Two-time champion, a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. The brother is a big-time basketball player. Jay, this is not a discussion about his skills and how elite he is. This is the worst superstar. I can make a case this is the worst superstar in the history of sports. He is a nightmare. You're talking about the first 4 years of his time with the Clippers, he's averaged 40.3 games a season. 40.3. He played 68 games this past year, and then again, he wasn't available for players. Do you know that Kawhi Leonard hasn't been available for 15 of the last 19 Clippers playoff games?
He argued that Kawhi doesn't promote the NBA, doesn't connect with fans, and doesn't even market himself. Unlike other stars, Kawhi prefers to stay out of the spotlight. But this quiet personality, once seen as unique, is now viewed as a problem. Fans feel disconnected from Kawhi, and some even think he doesn't care about the team. Charles Barkley added to the controversy by leaving Kawhi off his top 50 NBA players list.
God, you didn't have Kawhi Leonard ranked only because of injury.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop it, Chuck.
Dude, he ain't played in 3 years.
You just disrespecting people.
Wait, he played in 3 years.
He did play 68 games last year.
Thank you.
And he didn't play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
And so you want me to put him on there this year and he's already out?
No, I'm not saying you had to put him in.
I love Kawhi Leonard, but you can't rank him if he's not playing.
Barkley argued that Kawhi can't be ranked if he doesn't play. Fans fired back, pointing out that players like Joel Embiid, who also missed games, were ranked high. But Barkley didn't budge. He stood by his statement, saying availability matters more than anything else. Despite all this, the Clippers have managed to perform well without Kawhi. Early in the 2024 season, they had big wins against the Denver Nuggets and Golden State Warriors. Players like James Harden and Norman Powell stepped up, proving the team could win without their star player. This raised a tough question. Do the Clippers even need Kawhi anymore? Trading Kawhi might be the Clippers' best option. His trade value is still high, but if his injuries get worse, they may lose the chance to move him. The team faces a big decision. Trade him now or stick with him and hope for the best. But patience is running out, and fans are growing tired of waiting. The tension reached a peak during the unveiling of the Clippers' new arena, the Intuit Dome. Kawhi was present but wasn't introduced to the fans. Many believed the team skipped his announcement to avoid boos from the crowd. Others saw this as a sign that the Clippers were ready to move on. The Intuit Dome represents a new era for the team, and some think it's time to leave the Kawhi Leonard experiment behind. Adding to the frustration is Kawhi's lack of engagement. He doesn't promote the team, sell merchandise, or connect with fans. For someone making $49 million a year, this feels like a missed opportunity. Kawhi doesn't seem interested in being the face of the franchise. He just wants to play basketball. But as Charles Barkley said, what's ability without availability? So what's next for Kawhi Leonard? Kendrick Perkins suggested retirement, saying Kawhi's health might not hold up much longer.
And I think it's about that time to have that uncomfortable, tough conversation. This is not a hot take, but when you think about his history and you think about now and everything that Legs just alluded to, 6 months and it's still problems with his knee, right? And every single season it's a problem when it comes down to Kawhi Leonard health. He needs to sit down at the round table, not only with the Clippers organization, but his family as well. I really think Kawhi Leonard should consider retiring.
While this idea upsets some fans, it's becoming harder to ignore. If Kawhi can't stay healthy, his career might end sooner than expected. The Clippers must decide if they're willing to wait or if it's time to move on.
We've had 2 chances here with the Clippers, 2 chances. And for whatever reason, the big guy in the sky didn't want us to get there.
Right.
Injuries. I've never seen anything like this in my life. In my whole life, 2 players the caliber of you and Kawhi can't play half the season. I mean, it's crazy.
Here's the truth. Kawhi Leonard's injuries and lack of availability have become too much for the Clippers to handle. Charles Barkley's warning wasn't just an opinion, it was a prediction that's now coming true. Kawhi's talent is undeniable, but his unreliability has made him a burden for the team. The Clippers have options. They can trade Kawhi and start fresh, building around younger players who can deliver consistently. Or they can keep hoping he'll return to his old form, knowing the risk of more injuries. Either way, a decision is coming, and it could define the future of the franchise. As for Kawhi's legacy, it's complicated. He's a 2-time Finals MVP and one of the best defenders the NBA has ever seen. But his career is now overshadowed by injuries and questions about his commitment. Fans and analysts are divided. Is Kawhi Leonard still a superstar, or is his time at the top over? What do you think? Should the Clippers trade Kawhi Leonard, or is there still hope for a comeback? Let us know in the comments. And if you thought this story was wild, you won't believe what Michael Jordan had to say about Anthony Edwards. Click here to find out why it's lighting up the Western Conference. Phil Jackson is often hailed as the greatest NBA coach of all time. With 11 championship rings, 13 trips to the finals, and 20 seasons under his belt, he masterminded 3 of the NBA's 5 historic three-peats. But what made him so unstoppable for over 2 decades? Jackson's secret weapon wasn't just a strategy, it was a philosophy so impactful that even Michael Jordan credits it as a cornerstone of his legendary career. The question is, how did Jackson convince some of the biggest superstars in the game to adopt his unorthodox methods? And what was the hidden ingredient behind his relentless ability to build championship-winning teams time and again? As you dive deeper into Jackson's story, you begin to see why his success wasn't just a fluke. It was built on a system that redefined greatness. After retiring from a successful playing career that included 2 championships with the New York Knicks, Phil Jackson immediately turned his attention to coaching. His drive to lead and his hunger for success were clear. He wasn't content to settle for an assistant coach role. Jackson started as a head coach in the Puerto Rican League before moving to the Continental Basketball Association, CBA, where he won his first coaching championship with the Albany Patroons in 1984. Recognized as Coach of the Year, Jackson reflected on this pivotal time. My coaching career actually started when I was with the New Jersey Nets. After a stint there, I left to head coach for a few years in Albany and Puerto Rico. I felt that being a head coach was probably better for me and my personality than staying with the NBA as an assistant, and I think it paid off. His meteoric rise in coaching set the stage for a journey that would forever change basketball history. But how did Jackson leap from those early years to the pinnacle of NBA success in just 2 seasons? At the heart of Phil Jackson's coaching success was an unconventional philosophy that merged Eastern mindfulness, Native American spirituality, and a player-centric approach. His methods went beyond the standard X's and O's of basketball. They fostered a deeper connection with his players. Phil did it with meditation, with books. He tried to expand our horizons, said one player. This wasn't just about basketball. It was about building a mindset. Jackson earned his nickname, the Zen Master, by prioritizing mental strength as much as physical conditioning. He famously said, "We practiced mindfulness because just like pumping iron builds physical strength, it's essential to build mental strength." Meeting Tex Winter on the Chicago Bulls coaching staff was another turning point. Jackson adopted Winter's innovative strategies, which had been rejected by previous coaches, and transformed them into a game-changing system. This tactical genius was paired with a central belief: bench the ego. Jackson empowered his players to take ownership, encouraging a team dynamic where everyone felt valued. This approach didn't just create cohesive teams, it created champions. Phil Jackson's ability to manage egos was a hallmark of his coaching style. He believed that success wasn't about glorifying the coach, but about empowering the players to become leaders themselves. By delegating responsibilities and encouraging players to embrace their roles, Jackson cultivated a team-first mentality. His nuanced approach wasn't just about understanding basketball, it was about understanding people. Jackson tailored his methods to each player's unique personality, strengths, and motivations, creating a culture of trust and loyalty. But his strategies extended beyond personal connections. Jackson's Zen master techniques kept his teams mentally sharp through grueling seasons. One memorable example? Instead of a regular practice, he once took the team on the Staten Island Ferry, fostering a sense of unity and relaxation. This philosophy of engagement and mindfulness didn't just help players survive the season, it fueled unprecedented accomplishments. Repeating as champions once is hard enough. Doing it 3 times on 3 separate occasions is almost unthinkable. Jackson's belief in teamwork and selflessness allowed even the most competitive players, like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, to buy into his system. He knew how to manage the fiercest egos for the greater good. For example, Jackson famously asked Kobe to pass up a scoring streak in favor of getting the ball to Shaquille O'Neal to keep him engaged for the playoffs. This balance of strategy, psychology, and empathy was key to Jackson's imperial success. Convincing Michael Jordan to embrace a team-oriented approach was no small feat. As one of the most competitive and dominant players in history, Jordan was accustomed to taking over games and carrying the scoring load himself. With 10 scoring titles, it was clear he was exceptional at it. But Jackson knew that for the Bulls to unlock their full potential, Jordan needed to trust his teammates more. In a pivotal conversation, Jackson challenged Jordan's mindset by asking him a simple question. Did he want to be remembered as a player with endless personal accolades or as a champion? The question struck a chord, prompting Jordan to rethink his priorities. To facilitate this shift, Jackson introduced the triangle offense, a revolutionary system that blended Tex Winter's technical brilliance with Jackson's own adaptations. The triangle was designed to eliminate one-on-one play and create constant motion, allowing for up to 33 different options off a single pass. This dynamic system was nearly impossible to defend and gave every player a role in the offense. Jordan famously called it the equal opportunity offense, though it didn't diminish his individual dominance. In fact, Jordan earned 7 more scoring titles while running the triangle, proving its effectiveness. The system wasn't just about scoring, it demanded high basketball IQ and split-second decision-making. Players had to stay present and mindful, a key element Jackson emphasized. With the triangle, Jackson countered defensive schemes like the infamous Jordan rules employed by the Detroit Pistons. Slowly but surely, Jordan embraced the philosophy, and the results spoke for themselves. As Jordan's trust in Phil Jackson and the triangle offense grew, so did the Bulls' success. Jackson's sessions not only reinforced the principles of the offense, but highlighted the importance of every player's role. The mantra, "no man above the team," became a cornerstone of their culture. This shift in Jordan's mindset, paired with Scottie Pippen's rise as a versatile and indispensable teammate, made the Bulls a nearly unstoppable force. By Jackson's first season as head coach, the Bulls had the second-best record in the Eastern Conference. While they fell short in the Eastern Conference Finals, losing to the Detroit Pistons for the 3rd consecutive year, Jackson's influence was undeniable. Pippen's development into a two-way force solidified Jordan's belief in teamwork, setting the stage for the Bulls' eventual breakthrough. The following season, everything clicked. Jackson's system turned the Bulls into a cohesive unit, and they finally defeated the Pistons in the playoffs before taking down the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1991 NBA Finals. This marked the beginning of an iconic dynasty, with Jackson's philosophies and the triangle offense at its core. Jordan didn't just thrive, he flourished. The system allowed him to maintain his scoring dominance while creating opportunities for his teammates. This balance led to the Bulls winning 6 championships and 2 historic three-peats in the 1990s. Jackson had transformed Jordan from a singular star into the linchpin of a dynasty, proving the power of his approach. After dominating with the Bulls, Phil Jackson faced a new challenge, managing the egos of 2 superstars, Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, with the Los Angeles Lakers. While Jordan had already established himself as a leader by the time Jackson coached him, Kobe was younger and still forging his identity in the league. Jackson treated Kobe like a son, whereas his relationship with Jordan had been more brotherly. Kobe's fierce competitiveness was both an asset and a challenge. Jackson recognized that Kobe's relentless drive needed to be guided without stifling his autonomy. Meanwhile, Shaq's personality and discipline, shaped by a military upbringing, were vastly different. This dynamic created tension that Jackson had to navigate carefully. One of Jackson's strategies was allowing Kobe freedom to explore his game during the regular season while keeping the focus on team goals. Shaq, who often used the season to play his way into shape, benefited from Jackson's understanding approach. Kobe took on more responsibility during these times, which allowed him to develop his leadership skills. Balancing the dynamic between Kobe and Shaq was no easy task. Jackson used indirect communication, often speaking through the media to address issues. While this frustrated his players at times, it was part of his plan to build team unity. Phil would throw little quotes out there to create tension, a player noted. It would be messy at first, but he believed it would lead to a breakthrough. Despite the conflicts, Jackson's methods worked. Under his leadership, the Lakers achieved a historic three-peat, cementing their place as one of the NBA's greatest dynasties. Phil Jackson's ability to manage egos wasn't just evident in the success of the Lakers' three-peat, it was also in how he handled the fallout. The tension between Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal eventually led to Shaq's departure, and Jackson stepping away from coaching. Kobe, now chasing individual accolades, soon realized the full value of Jackson's guidance. When Jackson returned to the Lakers, the team was in a rebuilding phase, far from the dominant roster he was used to leading. Kobe was determined to prove he could lead a championship team, and Jackson's methods remained the same. Focus on mindfulness, team cohesion, and the triangle offense. The addition of Pau Gasol gave the Lakers the boost they needed, and Jackson led them to 3 consecutive finals appearances, securing back-to-back championships. Kobe's evolution under Jackson's system was remarkable. He matured as a leader, fully embracing the balance between individual brilliance and team success. Playing myself into shape gave me freedom, but Phil knew when to rein me back in, Kobe reflected. This mutual respect between coach and player defined their second run together. Reaching the finals 3 straight times on 4 separate occasions is almost unheard of in NBA history. Jackson's ability to create unity, even among clashing personalities, was central to his success. With 11 championships as a head coach, he achieved something no other coach has ever matched, cementing his place as the most successful coach in NBA history. Phil Jackson's system wasn't just a tactical masterpiece, it was a tool for empowerment. The triangle offense gave every player a purpose on the court, ensuring that even role players felt essential to the team's success. This wasn't just about X's and O's, it was about fostering confidence and trust. Players knew their roles, understood their value, and bought into the larger goal of winning championships. As Jackson's teams dominated the NBA landscape, the brilliance of the triangle offense became impossible to ignore. The system required players to make split-second decisions and demanded a high basketball IQ, but it also rewarded creativity and adaptability. Its success with both the Bulls and Lakers highlighted its versatility and the genius of Jackson's leadership. Even more impressive was how Jackson used the triangle to neutralize opposing strategies. The infamous Jordan rules, employed by the Detroit Pistons to contain Michael Jordan, were no match for the fluid, unpredictable movement of the triangle. Jackson's ability to adapt his strategies to counter any opponent set him apart from other coaches. Beyond the technical aspects, Jackson's emphasis on mindfulness was revolutionary. By teaching players to stay present and focused, he helped them overcome mental hurdles that could derail even the most talented teams. This holistic approach to coaching wasn't just innovative, it was transformative. Phil Jackson's legacy extends far beyond his 11 championship rings. His coaching philosophy revolutionized the way teams were built and led, inspiring countless coaches to look beyond tactics and focus on the mental and emotional well-being of their players. Jackson understood that greatness wasn't just about skill, it was about unlocking the full potential of every individual on the team. Under his guidance, players like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal not only thrived but redefined what it meant to be great. Jackson's approach, balancing strategy with mindfulness, ego management, and player empowerment, created dynasties that dominated the NBA for decades. Even after his final championship with the Lakers in 2010, Jackson's influence on the game remained undeniable. Coaches across the league adopted elements of his philosophy, recognizing the importance of mental strength and team cohesion. His ability to inspire players to reach heights they never thought possible is a testament to his genius. Phil Jackson's coaching career wasn't just about winning, it was about building something greater. He showed the world that with the right mindset, the right system, and the right leadership, the impossible becomes achievable.
And with the 17th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Dalton Knecht from the University of Tennessee.
In a team that has LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, and some veterans, rookie Dalton Knecht has shockingly been the go-to person in important games this season. Over a 7-foot ball bowl,
Knecht. He'll try to tie. Yeah! Dalton Knecht, right between the eyes for the rookie from Tennessee. And that was over Bobo, who's 7'3", and a wingspan of 7'6".
a fast break lob,
Foul taken, Knecht, the lob, and lays it in.
or a fast break dunk.
At the rim, AD was there. Now it's Knecht, throw it down.
This rookie has proven to be a walking bucket. But a few games into the season, has Dalton Knecht proven enough to be the missing piece the Lakers have been looking for? Or just enough to be the Rookie of the Year? Well, let's find out. That's what all these 4 major publications graded the Los Angeles off-season Lakers draft picks and trades. To many, it was a complete failure, with no plan to exploit the strength of their aging duo. Well, 16 games into the season, and it's all looking different now. And it's all thanks to the 17th at the overall pick of the 2024 NBA Draft, Dalton Knecht. The rookie has started 4 of his last 6 games, averaging 20.5 points on 61.6% shooting and 59.5% from behind the arc, all of which included a 37-point game against the Utah Jazz, where he outscored everyone on the court, including LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell. Knecht's 9 three-pointers tied the NBA rookie record, and he did it in just 3 dribbles.
Shoot. This guy can shoot. He knocks it down again.
A nice start offensively, as Dalton Knecht is now connected on 2 from that distance.
He wasn't just raining threes, but dunking off lobs.
Sure, he's having fun as we another look at that quick dunk right there. That's a quick play by Dalton Knecht, because if he doesn't, very easily.
Against the Jazz, he scored 22 consecutive points for the Lakers from late in the 3rd quarter to early in the 4th quarter, with both LeBron and AD on the bench. And this performance was no fluke, because in the preseason, he touched the Phoenix Suns, outscoring the entire team in overtime, including 20 straight points. Dalton Knecht has become so good and reliable that Anthony Davis had this to say about a rookie. Every time he shoots the ball, I think it's going in. That's why we get so frustrated and upset when he doesn't shoot. He's a great player. He can defend, he can shoot, he can put it on the floor, he can pass. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick has come out to say that Knecht is in the 1% of shooters in the NBA and already one of the team's offensive weapons.
And, you know, even just with like Dalton to me, I told him this the other day, like, he's in the 1% of shooters. He's in the 1%. Like, he has a skill that it's hard to find. He's going to have a chance to earn a spot in the rotation.
Truth be told, he is the kind of shooter the Los Angeles Lakers have been searching for years. The kind with a fast release that can punish the opposing defense regardless of the space given. Look at him here with little to no space, or his IQ here with no space.
Connect in the corner. He's Let it go, young fella.
Oh my goodness.
And this, well, that was Reggie Miller, and that easily could have been a 4-point play.
This season, Connect has proven to not just be a catch-and-shoot player, but also a scorer on all 3 levels of scoring. With the defense knowing he is hot from beyond the arc, Connect is adjusting to the opposing defensive schemes and capitalizing on their mistake.
D'Angelo Russell to southpaw. Connect, make the handoff, and gives him the lead. And that's a veteran move.
Right. Who would have thought that midway through the third quarter?
His IQ alongside LeBron and AD is just off the roof.
And there goes Connect. 150. This game remains close. Nobody's led by more than 5. Connect. To Davis. Dalton got a little lucky that time. He got caught in the air, but AD was in the right place.
It's no surprise that he ranks top 10 in the league with the best shooting beyond the arc with a minimum of 50 attempts. But how is it possible that a talent like Dalton Connect was skipped by 16 different teams on draft day, and several sports analysts believe the Lakers failed the Lakers draft picks? Well, for starters, at 23 years old, he was one of the oldest prospects in draft class. While other one-and-done players were putting up star-level stats immediately, it took the 5th-year senior his 4th year of eligibility before really dominating at the college level. A late bloomer, but he ended up being the SEC Player of the Year, averaging 21.7 points on 45.8% shooting, 4.9 rebounds per game, 1.8 assists, and 2.6 threes per game at Tennessee. Before transferring to the Volunteers, Connect had a very good year with the Northern Colorado Bears, averaging 20.2 points on 47.9% shooting, 7.2 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game. The small forward went from being a primary handler with the Colorado Bears to an off-ball role in fewer minutes per game and posted higher points per game average on very comparable efficiency when it comes to the shooting splits. But despite these impressive stats and performance in his last year of college, the only reason the GMs of the other 16 NBA teams refused to pick him was because of his age. They were concerned that he was a late bloomer and a relatively low-ceiling prospect with so little room to grow. But on the flip side, this was one of the best shooters in this year's draft class. Dalton Connect was the country's top perimeter scorer and arguably the best off-ball scorer in the draft. It's like snubbing Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell for coming into the league as an older prospect. Even Hall of Famer David Robinson joined the league at 24. At worst, Connect would be like Chris Duarte, who came into the league at 24. But Connect is no Duarte. He is a more talented player at this point in his basketball career than Duarte was. He is closer to the career trajectory of a Lillard or Mitchell than a Duarte. Yet all 16 teams passed on the most unique and polished player in the 2023 draft class because he was an older prospect. Not even Charles Barkley could understand why they all passed on him.
Listen, first of all, these NBA general managers don't have any idea what they're doing. Letting the Lakers get Dalton Connect was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. That's a bad boy right there. Dalton Connect, remember that name, y'all.
Even LeBron was shocked such a gem landed with the Los Angeles Lakers.
They didn't find DK. The other 16 teams f***ed it up. Did anybody watching? They just didn't f*** it up.
You know, when rookies come to the league, teams are often patient with them as they look to find their strength. But in the Lakers' rookie's case, his strength was not only obvious, but polished. So much that joining a Lakers team that ranked 28th in three-point attempts per game last season was a match made in heaven. Interestingly, the Lakers were only able to draft a small forward because the New Orleans Pelicans deferred their draft pick from the Lakers until 2025, since they believed there was nothing good in the 2024 draft pick. Yet one of the few rookies to have kept opposing defense on their toes has been Dalton Knecht, the 17th pick of the draft. He could very well be the Rookie of the Year. Dalton Knecht ranks first among all rookies in three-point shooting at 45% at a minimum of 25 attempts. Third in points per game and fifth in field goal percentage at a minimum of 40 attempts so far this season. In the words of Kevin Garnett, no rookie doing what he doing, and he should be the Rookie of the Year.
Before we get into it, boy, hey, the boy Knecht is cracking. I know I'm jumping the line. Hey, P, Rookie of the Year, dog. Ain't no rookie doing what he doing. He the third option in front of Austin Reeves and all that shit. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, Knecht, nigga.
I mean, how many rookies have you seen shoot in 7-foot Kevin Durant's face?
Man in the Olympics averaged 22 points. Knecht again. Yes, sir!
Dalton Knecht had the most 3 points made by a rookie in their first 5 career starts in NBA history before Philadelphia Sixers, Jared McCain, surpassed his record. And at the moment, the Sixers rookie is Knecht's strongest competition for the Rookie of the Year award. So far this season, McCain is the only rookie with multiple 30-point games and has 7 straight 20-point games. He also has the most points by a rookie in their first 4 career starts since the merger. However, it is important to know that McCain is doing all of these in the absence of key veterans on the Sixers team, while Knecht is making his presence felt while playing alongside Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Which is more impressive? Well, to be honest, that would be Knecht. And all of these is in the least surprising because coming into the league, Knecht was as NBA ready as any player in his class. A 3-level scorer and excellent 3-point shooter who has so far proven to make a killing on catch-and-shoot opportunities, playing off of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and leading the team when the star duo is not playing. After all, after the 2 superstars, the rookie seems to be the next with a target on his back, with the way opposing players ruthlessly target him on defense. He's an excellent cutter and finisher, aggressively slicing into open spaces within the half court and running the lane with precision in transition. To better understand how important Knecht has been so far, you should know that Dalton Knecht is the first rookie teammate that LeBron James in his 22-year career has ever had to record consecutive 20-point games. LeBron describes how important Dalton Knecht is better when he said, his shooting, his finishes. He can get his off versus anybody. He's 6'8" to 6'9", and he's got a quick trigger, so it doesn't take long for him to get them up. He's sneaky athletic as well, so his ability, when he starts getting those threes to go, and then he's putting the ball on the ground and finishing at the rim as well. Few games into the season, and his importance to this Lakers team can't be understated because the team is always experimenting with creative ways to get him open. Take a look at how he moves past Austin Reeves to receive a flare screen from AD.
Fires it over. Reeves bumps into the defender, LaRavia. Knecht.
No one on the Lakers roster can execute this player quicker than Dalton Knecht. Unfortunately, as good as Dalton Knecht has proven to be, the biggest concern scouts and teams had about him was his defensive ability. While he rates as one of the best offensive rookies in his draft class, he also rates as one of the worst defensively. He is easily targeted by teams, with ball handlers often having their man screen for them or teams running actions to get Knecht switched onto a scorer who can take him off the dribble. In college, he was an excellent team defender, but left on his own, he struggled, but for what it's worth, he is a rookie who can still improve and whose defensive liability isn't the Lakers' biggest concern. At the moment, the Los Angeles Lakers struck gold with Dalton Knecht, and the league isn't ready for what LeBron can do with a good shooter on his team. What do you think about Dalton Knecht? Do you think he is the missing piece to the Lakers' championship struggles? Or do you think he is the Rookie of the Year? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.
Curry is the best shooter on the planet. Pass from Planet by Iguodala. Curry facing a triple team, fires at hit. He's going to work tonight by Perkins. Curry right back. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
With half a minute to play, Bryant for the lead.
Yes! Kobe Bryant takes it to an absolute another level.
What makes a year truly historic? Is it the records that fall, the legends who say goodbye, or the moments that seem impossible until they happen? In 2016, the NBA didn't just give us one of these elements, it gave us all of them and more. Today, we're diving into why 2016 might just be the most important year in the modern NBA.
Here's Thompson on the left wing. Curry puts it up. And
Barnes on the drive, throwing it down with authority.
Let's start with the seemingly unstoppable force that was the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors. 73 wins. Just let that sink in. The 96 Bulls' 72-win season, a record that many thought would stand forever, fell to a team that seemed to be playing a different sport entirely. Led by Stephen Curry, who became the first unanimous MVP in league history, the Warriors weren't just winning games. They were revolutionizing basketball. But this wasn't just about numbers. The Warriors were changing how basketball was played at every level. From high school gyms to NBA arenas, everyone wanted to shoot like Curry. The three-point revolution was in full swing. And then, the unthinkable happened.
Curry helps out Smith. Pass right through the hands of Curry. James, a two-handed slam. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. And the Cavaliers by 3.
Up 3-1 in the finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the greatest regular season team of all time, fell. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving led the Cavaliers to do what had never been done before: overcome a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. The block, the shot, the stop. 3 moments that would define not just a series, but an era.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection! It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3!
But 2016 wasn't just about making history, it was about saying goodbye to it. 3 of the greatest players ever, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett, played their final games. Together, they represented 11 NBA championships, 48 All-Star selections, 4 MVP awards, and countless memories.
Like New York, which is our first together. It's crazy how time flies, dog.
I know, man.
And you're gonna blink, and it's gonna be another 5 years, and this whole room gonna be totally different.
Speaking of memories, April 13, 2016 gave us one we'll never forget. Kobe Bryant's final game wasn't just a farewell, it was vintage Mamba.
Kobe, they're doing a big celebration for you the last game. A lot of us are going to be there. Can you promise me one thing?
What's up?
I need 50 that night. Can you do it? Your last home game at the Staples, can you give us 50?
42.
No.
So when I walked into the arena yesterday, I was like, hey, remember our bet, you need 50. And he turned around with the look like he usually does and says, all right, I'll go for it. And at first, you know, I was like, I might not get it, but then I got to 37 and 45 and then 57, and then you hit that 3 and the crowd goes crazy. And it was a great moment.
60 points, the game winner, the perfect ending to a 20-year story. In true Kobe fashion, he took 50 shots to get there, but nobody cared. This wasn't about efficiency, it was about witnessing greatness one last time.
I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys. What can I say? Mamba out.
Even the events that might have been footnotes in other years were legendary in 2016. The dunk contest between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon wasn't just great, it was possibly the greatest ever. Gordon sitting on air dunk over the mascot and LaVine free throw line windmill will be played on highlight reels forever. Then came the summer. Thanks to a massive spike in the salary cap from $70 million to $94 million, free agency became a feeding frenzy. Players like Mike Conley Jr. signed what were then shocking contracts, with Conley becoming the highest paid player in league history at that point, with a $153 million deal. But the biggest move wasn't about money. Kevin Durant's decision to join the 73-win Warriors sent shockwaves through the league that we're still feeling today.
It's been hectic, you know. It's a lot of attention that comes with being in this position, and I knew that. And you know, when I met these guys, I felt as comfortable as I ever felt, and it was organic, it was authentic, it was real, and there's feelings I couldn't ignore. So, you know, I made a decision to come and play for these guys, and I feel great, and I feel excited about this opportunity.
It ushered in the era of the Super Team 2.0, where players, not organizations, became the architects of dynasties. Let's look at how the game changed after 2016. 3-point attempts per game, 2015 to 16, 24.1, 2016, 17, 27.0, 2017, 18, 29.0. Pace of play, 2015, 16, 95.8, 2016, 17, 96.4, 2017, 18, 97.3. The game was getting faster, more three-point heavy, and more dynamic. The Warriors' style wasn't just successful, it was infectious. And as if 2016 hadn't given us enough basketball, Team USA captured gold in Rio, with Carmelo Anthony becoming the first male basketball player to win 3 Olympic gold medals. While not as star-studded as the 2012 team, this squad dominated their way to extending USA's Olympic winning streak, with Kevin Durant leading the team in scoring and Carmelo Anthony putting the perfect cap on his legendary Olympic career. So why was 2016 so important? Because it wasn't just about what happened that year, it was about what it represented. It was the year that proved records aren't unbreakable, that legacy isn't just about championships, and that the impossible is possible with enough belief and talent. The three-point revolution, player empowerment, super team formation, these weren't new concepts in 2016, but they all reached critical mass that year. The modern NBA, with its emphasis on spacing, shooting, and player movement, can trace its DNA back to this pivotal year. When we look back at NBA history, certain years stand out as turning points. 1979 brought the three-point line. 1992 gave us the Dream Team. And 2016 gave us everything: records, comebacks, farewells, and transformations. It wasn't just a great year in NBA history, it was the year that shaped what basketball would become. What do you think? Was 2016 the most important year in recent NBA history? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more NBA and WNBA content.